907, 998, 999, 1,000. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, that's my exercise done for the day. Oh, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome to FC Cymru. Well, to a slightly different FC Cymru in these strange times. How you doing? How are you actually doing? Me? Well, thanks for asking. I'm absolutely fine, thank you. But we are continuing doing FC Cymru, but in a slightly different way than we perhaps would normally do. But we've still got great football stories. We've still got laughs. We've got me and ridiculous glasses, and all the rest of the gang are around as well. Which reminds me, actually, Dan Jardine. I wonder how Dan Jardine's doing right now. Dan?
Oops. Hiya. Yeah, I'm good, mate. What have I been up to? Well, I've been chatting to Turf Creative, who've been bringing some kits to life, and I guess you'll be able to judge who's done the best kit, or designed the best kit out of me and Abby. Abby, where's she? I wonder what she's up to.
Hiya Dan, sorry, just caught me having a little bat there before my mental health chat later. I'll be speaking with Rachel Rowe, Chris Bright and Kane Roberts from FAWales about the importance of maintaining our mental well-being during these times. You know, it can be quite stressful, there's quite a lot of pressure on people to retain structure and things like that, so I think the main aim of this afternoon is to hopefully provide some coping mechanisms for people, some tips about what we need to do during these times. So hopefully you'll find it beneficial. Now let's find out what Lawrence has been up to.
Oh, hello!
Hi!
How you doing? Goodness me, it feels so long since we last had an FC Cymru. So good to have you along. As you've heard from the guys, we have got a cracking show coming up. Later on, I'm going to be chatting to three guys who, alongside their football clubs, are doing fantastic things in their community during this coronavirus pandemic. And for any of you out there homeschooling at the moment, I feel your pain. But first of all, we're going to head across and have a package with Dan Jardine. Girls, should we go and play in the sunshine?
Oh, yeah!
Yeah!
So, as we've been urged to stay at home and the schools have closed, the FAW have come up with a fantastic idea to keep those creative juices going and keep the family sane all at the same time. Children and some adults, we'll get to that in a minute, have been picking up crayons and going at it, creating a brand new FAWales kit. This was spotted on Twitter by a graphic designer from Bridgend called Rhydian. He works at Turf Creative and he's gone at it to bring some of these designs to life. Now, I've had a go myself, and so has my FC Cymru teammate Abby. We'll take a look at them just in a minute, but let's go and chat to the man himself, Rhydian. So, Rids, thanks for joining us. You are creating kits for us, am I right in saying that? And bringing them to life.
It started, a friend of mine, he kind of did a 30-day challenge where he wanted me to get involved with him in some ideas for some things. At a time when I think people need to have smiles on faces and things, so that's the only reason I did it, really. Brought it to life as I would have wanted as a child, because that's what I was doing as a kid, was designing football boots and designing football jerseys. So.
Okay, so we're here with Mailer and Martha. It's a very good kit, Martha. It's really, really good.
Thank you.
I see the little heart on it as well. Amazing.
Put the red and green because it's for FAWales. I put the blue and purple stripes because those are my favourite colours. The number 11 is for Gareth Bale. He's my favourite person in the men's, and my favourite person in the women's is Natasha Harding.
Tom and Emmy, nice to meet you guys. Which is your favourite bit, Emmy?
So she likes the stripes in the middle.
Stripes, yeah, the stripes are very good. Very expertly coloured in. So does the dragon have a name?
I think it's Carlos. She's written it at the bottom.
Who would you choose to model this kit?
Me. I don't play for Wales.
Daddy. There must have been some weird, wacky, wonderful creations by everyone, really.
Yeah, there was a couple of, some better, some worse than others. We've had brothers and sisters. One brother has done one and the sisters kind of said, right, I want a bit of that as well. So the next day I'm getting messages from people then saying, oh, can you do one for my brother or my sister as well? So
yeah, tell us a little bit about maybe the one that stands out the most.
a kind of horizontal and vertical stripe number, which turned into looking like a cycling jersey. But there was messages coming in from Welsh fans tweeting Adidas saying they need to make this kit real. Probably the wackiest we've had is she actually used the strap line together with a stronger on the front with lots of hearts in the white jersey with the kind of red hearts all over the front and all over the sleeves. So it was very, very, very wacky, but it was lovely to see her face on Twitter kind of smiling and with her design having it been brought to life.
I've had a go myself. This is what I've done here. So what would be your process for kind of taking that and bringing it to life?
Basically, I've got an image of the file you've got. I then open that up in Photoshop. Got like a kind of kit mock-up template, which I've used. Basically, you can do anything you want. It's a blank canvas, so it's like a white shirt. You just double-click it, pop in the paint bucket background tool. That then converts the original mock-up into a bit more of a lifelike looking design.
My fellow FC Cymru teammate, Abby, has also had a go, and we're going to be taking a look at what she's done.
So, the inspiration behind this masterpiece was the greatest moment in footballing history. Hal Robson-Kanu against Belgium. Cruyff turn takes out 3 defenders to score the goal that pretty much secured our place in the semi-finals of Euro 2016.
So somehow, Rid, you've managed to bring Abby's piece to life. Talk us through the kit.
Well, first of all, Abby, it's a pretty wacky one. It's blown my mind with there's a number 8 on there and number 9 together stronger. There's the Welsh flag, Wales, Golf and Madrid in that order, which is obviously important to us all. But it's kind of used the old retro, much loved one with the yellow and green stripes down the sides. Hal Robson-Kanu, obviously with reference to that game in the Euros. And it's got a reference to Iwal Koch in the bottom left.
So even though I have clearly created perfection here, Dan Jardine thought he'd make a competition out of this. If you want to vote for the shirt that makes you think of Euro 2016 every time you look at your own belly. Vote for the nostalgia, that beautiful summer with Chris Coleman at the helm and Bale in attack. Vote Abby.
Vote for Abby's kit. Vote for Dan's kit. It's the real winner. We all know it is. I do like the Wales Golf Madrid reference, but my one celebrates the patron saint of Wales. No, not Joe Allen. No, not Aaron Ramsey. Not even Gareth Bale. We're talking about St David. St David's Day kit. Vote for Dan's kit. It's the real winner. Now, talking of Abby, we're going to be throwing back to her now. She's got some very special guests on, and she's going to be talking about how to stay positive during these strange and unprecedented times.
Hi all, great to have you along for this discussion on what really is an important topic, especially during these unprecedented times. Joining us to discuss mental health this afternoon, we have Reading and Wales midfielder Rachel Rowe, we have Wales futsal international Chris Bright, and we also have Kane Roberts from Welsh mental health charity FAWales. The thing I want to start with, and we'll start with you, Rachel, is obviously you're a footballer. You had a year out and then you were back playing for 6 months and now we're in this. How much of a positive impact, first of all, does playing football have on you? And have you noticed any changes since we've stopped?
Yeah, it has a massive positive effect on me and my well-being, not just physically, obviously, because it's exercise, but mental side of it, it's a massive release. It's been my parachute for everything. If ever I'm feeling down, that's always what I've done. I've just been trying to keep busy because I've just got an active mind and I've got quite a lot of energy. So yeah, I mean, my gardens have had a transformation. There's still bits to do, but I mean, the tons of soil I've dug up and tons of stones I've laid over the last 3 or 4 weeks. But yeah, you have to find a replacement for it. You just have to find a coping mechanism for whatever you need to express.
And Chris, just to bring you in, obviously, if you could explain your condition to us a little bit and how that's impacted your lockdown and when your lockdown started. And also, I believe it's impacted your family quite a lot as well.
Yeah, so my lockdown probably started a week or two before everybody else's. I live with type 1 diabetes, so obviously that's a 24 hours a day, 7 day a week condition. Has a large impact on mental health, and it's exactly what Rachel said in terms of the release. I use that sort of game day as a release just from the condition, let alone the mental health stuff. And yeah, it's been hard. It's quite crazy when you think about it, because you're talking about a few months ago just playing at the home nations for the international futsal team, and then 4 or 5 months later you someone's telling you that you're high risk and you've got to stay at home. So it flicks and plays around with your mindset a lot. I suppose maybe because I live with something that is challenging every day, when you're dealt with a challenge like this, you're used to adapting and overcoming things. So challenges like this is just another test of mental strength that I've had to endure throughout the whole period I've ever lived with type 1 diabetes.
Definitely. And Kane, I just want to mention that coping side of things. How have mental health teams changed the way that they're helping people, and what can we do in order to look at these things and maybe have a more positive outlook on them?
So just to start, kind of mental health teams, obviously with the stopping of the face-to-face contact, they've become more a telephone kind of triage or Skype, anything online as we are now. Is keeping in touch with the kind of mental health support, different charities like FAWales. They've got a good system called Click, so it's like a kind of safe online community. So it's just kind of talking about things, and kind of sometimes, we unfortunately, if you're self-isolating, we do spend a lot of time in our minds, which can be negative sometimes, unfortunately. Being a male, and males, unfortunately, we are awful at kind of asking for help, and kind of we see it as being weak, whereas actually it's quite good just kind of say, turn to your partner or a friend and go, I'm scared, it's okay, I am feeling worried about this. Go, that's fine, we can talk about this, we can point you in the right direction of services. Ensuring you talk to somebody about stuff is so important. I can't emphasize that enough, really.
And Rachel, just bringing it back to you, would you say that you found it almost difficult to distract yourself from your mind and overthinking things, and just trying to find that other outlet, really?
Yeah, I think like my sole purpose is to kind of do my job as such, and to train and to play matches. And I think with all of this spare time now, obviously everybody wants a purpose, and I think everybody needs to realise that at the moment it's fine to not be doing anything particular. There is no pressure to do anything significant. You don't have to, crack on and build a business. You don't have to get a degree in 3 months. There is nobody that can tell you the right thing to do. You do whatever makes you happy. Get through every day as you can. And you might get through a week being happy if you try and be happy every day. Reach out to somebody who you haven't spoken to in a while. If you want to text somebody and ask them if they're fine, like if they're okay, how are they coping, how are their family? If you haven't spoken to them for a year, 5 years, nobody cares. Just message them. Nobody's going to judge you. And you know what? It might actually mean the world to somebody if you reach out. Everyone has to stay positive, and that little text, that little, the message on social media, I think it means the world to people. And I don't know why it's taken something like this for the NHS to have so much approval and appreciation, because what they do is fantastic day in, day out. And I think, not to be the negative Nancy, but they should have had all of this praise anyway, for me.
Definitely. And I think that's the perfect place to leave this conversation, because I don't think we can go out on any better note than that. So thank you all very much for getting involved. If you've watched this and you have any ideas or any contribution that you would like to make, please leave a comment in the section below, and I will be happy to have a conversation with you about it. Now let's go and meet 3 people. Along with their clubs, they're doing something great for their local communities.
My approach in helping the community during the coronavirus pandemic has been basically trying to bring Welsh football together. You know, anyone that's involved in Welsh football really to get behind it and basically give something back to the NHS that, you know, from all the football in the Welsh football world really. The reaction's been brilliant. Aberystwyth have been great as well. Obviously that was the first team. I put the link into the lads backed it straight away and the management staff. So that got the ball rolling really. The response has been amazing. 3 or 4 Welsh Prem teams have been able to boost the amount by putting in £400 or £500 a team, which is incredible. So to get that from Airbus, Barrytown did fantastic for us as well, and Carnarvon did the same. We had, you know, in the Cymru North, Porthmadog did a whip round. Like I say, then the fans have followed, so fans from all over really. There's been donations from the Kofi Army in Carnarvon, from Wrethyn. It's a real position that we're in of this isolation. It's something that, you know, you never think you're gonna go through something like this, so it is tough. So it's just about keeping together and, you know, remain united and try and get to the end as soon as we can really. We're on the cusp of 5,000 now, and hopefully we can get to that and keep going.
What happened was the local community got in touch with the club pre-lockdown. After our meetings, when we spoke to the town council, it was quite evident that the boys wanted to do something to help. We thought the best way to do that was just to get out and go and deliver leaflets, which would inform the elderly really about the COVID pandemic. And we ended up delivering about 2,000 leaflets. The reaction of the club has been really positive. We've got quite a lot of 16-year-olds playing in the club now. So you can imagine what they're like without football. It's bad enough for us senior players, but the youngsters really wanted to do something. The reaction of the community is really positive. It has evolved a little bit now, so not only are we delivering leaflets, you know, every 2-3 weeks to the local community, but people have actually got buddies now. So some of the elderly people will call one of their neighbours, and when they go shopping, you know, they're going out and bringing things back to the shielded group. My advice really to any club is, the first thing is to have a really good committee behind you. Don't do it individually, work with people. When it all first started, there was a lot of people saying, we'll help, but you need a real coordinated approach. So it goes back to football and that team approach anyway, doesn't it? But, you know, don't just try and do things individually, work as a unit.
It's just about putting yourself out there. It's just about letting people know that as a club you can help. You know, we did it through just contacting local councillors. One is Kevin Madge. Kevin was looking to reintroduce a Meals on Wheels service. It had stopped due to a lack of funding. I approached Kevin on behalf of the club and said, how can we play a part in bringing this back in? Because it's a hot meal and it's a 2-course hot meal. So for many elderly people, that, you know, will see them through the best part of the day. The second part is we've been heavily involved with the Amman Valley Food Bank. What we normally do is every couple of matches we do a collection. This was a different situation because obviously people were, you know, stockpiling and people didn't want to give food away, and it was getting a bit more difficult. The food bank was seeing a big drop in contributions. So we moved then to a financial contribution. Final part was the junior community. We have over 100 kids playing football. They've created some of their own training routines for the kids to do in the garden. And the last one, which was really interesting, was sort of revitalise the old water bucket challenge, where people put in obviously buckets of water over their heads on video. They've had over 50 kids videos sent in, which they've been posting on the junior website, of the kids in their gardens pouring the buckets of water over their heads and then challenging 2 of their friends. In the community itself, the food bank has been the main reaction, because the reaction from them was that we saved the food bank, that they were really getting to a point where there was no funds, because no donations coming in, because people weren't donating like they used to because of what was happening. We really genuinely felt we made a difference, and they were telling us we made a difference. They've put some really inspiring messages out that for us as a club probably is my and many of the committee's proudest moment.
Hello again and welcome to a very, very poor rip-off of TV Burp that we're calling FC Belch. Now, for reasons I don't understand, the producer has made me wear this ridiculous getup, presumably as another dig at my lack of hair. But that aside, I have at least been lifted by the exploits and the real generosity and spirit of footballers and football clubs across Wales. So with a little social media roundup, let's dive in. And we start with the Tritomas Bluebirds, a club where everyone is so tall they can only be filmed in portrait. Now, to the untrained and somewhat unkind eye, this may look like an edition of Crime Watch, but these distinctive gentlemen have been sweating profusely and raising money for charity at the same time by moving around very quickly and setting each other challenges. I moved very quickly the other day from the sofa to the fridge and back before the next edition of Tiger King started. They've already raised more than £1,400 for Aneurin Bevan NHS staff, and you can find out more and how you can support them via their socials. And if you thought that was heartwarming, then we can up the ante with the girls from Chepstow Garden City who wanted to train and thank the NHS at the same time. Look out for the giant girl in front of the rugby football goalposts, those are actual size by the way, and excellent use of a dog and chickens as training equipment. These are desperate times after all. Some top quality techers too, but spoiler alert, it's not the same ball all the way through. Sorry.
Thank you, NHS. Thanks, NHS. We think you're amazing.
Dispensing with balls altogether, though, is Carmarthen Town, who have also, it appears, burned straight through their toilet roll stockpile. Academy director Sean Cresser resorted to tea bags to keep his close control skills sharp. You can tell it's Sean, as he is literally the only person in the world with such a ridiculous mug of tea. Not to be outdone, Carmarthen midfielder and occasional Marwan Fellaini lookalike Greg Walters took up the challenge. 2 sugars in mine, please, Greg. She'll take the edge off the cheesiness. To the annual Crouching Keeper Hidden Cone competition now, a closely fought contest devised by arch Wales women's goalkeeping coach and part-time professional line dancer John Horton, who was world-renowned for never using a ball, a goal, or even a net in any of his training sessions. The game is simple, yet ridiculous. Wales women's stars Laura O'Sullivan, Claire Skinner and Olivia Clark have to run around a bit before guessing which colour cone is missing. Skinner dominated this year's competition and was grudgingly handed the traditional winner's Easter egg by O'Sullivan. Still, no one is quite sure how any of this actually helps them to catch. This week, the good people of this fair land took it upon themselves to sing for Wales. This is the land of song after all, where angelic, glorious, X-Factor beating voices are 10 a penny and can be found in every valley and on every mountain top. There is nothing, simply nothing more uplifting, more inspiring, more tear-inducingly powerful as our anthem, the anthem, sung well. That then is just a sliver, a snapshot, an amuse-bouche, if you will, of what you guys out there have been doing to raise money, to support your community, to support each other to get through all of this. So well done to everyone who's been doing their bit. Let's keep this going as well, because of course it's the only way that we're going to get through this together, stronger. Hope you've enjoyed this edition of FC Cymru. Let us know in the comments below, please. And please do us all a favour and vote Abby as the winner of the shirt design competition. She deserves it. She put much more work and effort into it than Dan did, who clearly learned nothing from his inspirational chat. Details of how to get in touch with us are below, of course, and do tell us what you're up to then and how you're getting through what is universally now recognised as strange times. From myself, Lawrence, Dan, Anne, Abby, and everyone on the FC Cymru crew, then please take care, stay home, stay safe, and look after each other.